This is probably the kind of event that you'd want to jump the gun and get a flyer on, because you have got a lot of pain. A little humour there.
Yeah, it was a good race. I fumbled on the barrel and the sack. Hip is absolutely agony. You know, I'm just pushing through. Pain is nothing. Pain's pain. That title's more important to me.
And what a showdown this is proving to be. 3 events left for the 8,000 fans here to enjoy. Over to our next grueling trial of strength.
Our next event, you have to stick stuff in this skip. And this is the stuff you have to stick in it. 2 sacks, 2 barrels. These are 125 kilos, 135 kilos, solid concrete. And this, a very awkward 115 kilos, considerably heavier than me. Adam, 75 seconds to do it. Is it doable?
Yeah, it's definitely doable. We usually only have 4 implements, so throwing the tire in at the end is a bit of an evil move by Mr. Sadler, but I think you see some of the guys blowing at the end of this one.
What's probably the hardest implement to carry, actually?
In all honesty, probably the barrels, because they're a lot larger than a standard keg. Big old beer barrel, it kind of pushes out in front of you, so some of the real bigger guys who've got the larger guts may have a little bit of a problem here.
Is it possible to trip with these at all?
I'm sure it is possible. I'll try my best not to, but if anyone can find out, it's probably me.
I'm only kidding. Sorry. Hopefully I haven't given you the curse of the commentator. All right, let's see the action.
Another terrible Harry Potter book there. The curse of the commentator. Well, Mark Felix is currently in 4th position. From Ireland, McElroy, currently in 3rd with 53.02 seconds. Nowicki, 2nd, just under 51 seconds. And Stoltman, oh, he did a great job, currently leading the loading race. So up next then, the next pairing. There's a local boy from Sheffield, Paul Smith. He's been England's strongest man. He's a student. It's not the student diet I remember. He's up against, of course, Tom Stoltman. And this, of course, what we all do every Sunday, the tip, Colin.
Yeah, but these almost 300 pounds, these barrels, Danny, and jogging with them. Certainly the height advantage makes it easier to drop in over the edge, while as Smith, a good 8 inches shorter, will have to lift it at the end, and every little second counts.
Absolutely, the height working for Stoltman. Of course, these are going to get further up.
The massive mitts as well, he just slapped it on and poured it up. Makes it a lot easier to grab these sacks.
Well, 47.12 is the time to beat from his older brother, Luke Stoltman. And he'll be chasing this down.
Just starting to slow down a little bit now, Stoltman. No mistake there, though.
Well, look at this speed now, really chasing his brother. He's done it, you know. And great work from Paul Smith as well, but Stoltman takes it so far.
Yeah, just by a few hundreds. Smith into 3rd. Good effort from him. And you consider how much height he's giving away, and it really does help. You had to take your hands off. He lost probably, I don't know, 3/4 tenths there.
So Terry Hollins then, he had a shaky start, redeemed himself up against Adam Bishop.
2 absolute flyers here, 2 former professional rugby players as well, might I add.
And they're off.
The second row against the winger. Here we go. The second row is away first.
Well, this is such a quick start from the newly slimmed down Hollins.
Yeah, he's got, I mean, a positively thin 25, 26 stone now, Terry.
Now back to the sacks. Each of these, 120 kilos, works out as roughly the same as carrying 2 fully grown male aardvarks.
American or European?
European. On
Here we
go.
Bishop flying, catching Hollins and taking him.
Well, this is where it really matters now. Neck and neck again. Very different techniques. Could pay off for either of them. Hollins seems to be first.
He got his hands off first, I think. I'm not sure he was there first.
Oh, look at that. They don't know yet, do they?
Oh, what was the time? Let's have a look here. Slows it down, hands off. Hollands gets it.
45.93 seconds. Very close. Bishop lost a few hundredths of a second there. Oh. Hicks wondering why his tyres a little bit further back. I'm sure that will be sorted out. He's grown in confidence today, hasn't he? And Eddie Hall, the man to make any man feel a little less confident, despite the gum shield.
Well, this is going to be a true test of that hip that's really obviously in a lot of pain. This is probably the kind of event that you'd want to jump the gun and get a flyer on, because you have got a lot of pain. Little humour there. And you can see the lighter side of things for a split second, but he's going to be hurting now as Hicks is off.
Well, look at the speed on Hicks. But Eddie, with that experience.
Wow. The power, he just ripped that off the ground like it was nothing.
Onto the sacks. No problem for Eddie yet.
Just wild power. And he looks a bit cumbersome bending over, but just rips it off the ground so well.
Well, as Hip will be giving him some grief now. Manages to catch up with Hicks, though, who caught up with him. Both men now.
It's just so neck and neck. Who's going to pull this one off?
Well, it looks like it was Eddie, and he knows it. 47.39. Only places in 5th, and Hicks in 6th. What a race, though.
Tell us about the run. What a race.
Yeah, it was a good race. I fumbled on the barrel and the sack. My hip is absolutely agony, and you know, I'm just pushing through. Pain is nothing. Pain's pain. That title's more important to me.
Well, for all his words, the champion clearly struggling now. While Terry Hollands takes the win, Hall, for once, finishes well down the order, just ahead of a frustrated-looking Graham Hicks. So, overall, Eddie's lead is now 3 points, with 2 events still to go, and Bishop and Hollands, with their performances, narrowing the gap to the top 2.